You know, there's something fascinating about momentum, like a river carving its way through rock, not by force, but by persistence. A dancer doesn't think about the next step, they just flow into it. A jazz musician lost in the music doesn't pause to analyse, they become the melody, and you, in ways you haven't even fully realised yet. You're already stepping into that effortless rhythm. Because isn't it interesting how the mind it can create illusions of barriers that were never really there? A misty fog that seems solid until you walk through it. A wall that vanishes the moment you take a step forward. And as you think about that now, you might begin to notice something shifting. Maybe it's subtle, maybe it's deep, but somewhere inside something is adjusting, recalibrating, rewiring. Because the truth is, you were never really frozen, were you? You were only imagining being frozen. And if you can imagine that, well, what else can you imagine? Because the most fascinating thing about flow is, it begins with the tiniest movement, a breath, a thought, a shift in focus. And right now, as you read this, your unconscious mind is already making connections, rewiring, reorganizing, reordering things in ways that will surprise you later. Maybe in an hour, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week when you suddenly find yourself doing something differently, easily, naturally, without even thinking about it. Because flow, it isn't about force. It's about allowing. It's about tuning in to that part of you that already knows how to move, like a child who never hesitates before running into an adventure. Like laughter that bubbles up before the mind has time to analyse why. Like a spark that catches fire, then ignites, then burns brightly before you even realise you struck the match. And isn't it fascinating? The more you simply let go of trying to feel confident, the more confidence sneaks up on you. The less you think about how to keep momentum, the more naturally it just happens. The more you focus on fun, energy, curiosity, the more effortlessly everything else just falls into place. Because momentum, it's not something you create. It's something you tap into. It's something that's already inside you, just waiting. And now, as you feel that awareness growing, shifting, aligning, you might just start to wonder, what happens next? That's the fun part, because you're about to find out. Because it's fascinating, isn't it, how some things seem difficult until they're not. How hesitation crumbles the moment action takes its place. How what once felt impossible suddenly feels natural, effortless, even exhilarating. Like the way a bird doesn't think before taking flight. It doesn't hesitate at the edge of the branch, analysing every gust of wind, calculating the perfect moment. No, it just moves. And in that movement, the wind meets its wings. The sky opens up and suddenly it's soaring. Because action is the key that unlocks everything. And isn't it curious how every time you simply begin, something changes. The energy shifts, the mind clears, the body syncs up with something deeper, something primal, something powerful. The flow takes over. And perhaps it's already happening now, because as you hear these words in your mind, something stirs beneath the surface. A realization, a knowing, a truth you've always known, but you're now only remembering. You were never stuck, not really. The confidence, it isn't something you need to find. It's something that awakens the moment you stop searching for it. The flow isn't something you create, it's something you allow. And isn't it interesting? The moment you focus on the fun, the excitement, the playfulness, hesitation dissolves. Like a shadow retreating from the light. Because hesitation, it only exists in the absence of movement. And the second you step forward, even just a little, everything shifts. Because now, your unconscious mind is already adapting, rewiring, integrating these truths in a way that's entirely unique to you. A way that feels natural, that feels right, that feels like something you've always known. And maybe you've already started to feel it, that energy, that flow, that ease, growing, expanding, taking root deep inside, because momentum, it has a way of sneaking up on you, doesn't it? One moment you're standing at the edge of something new, and the next you're already in motion, moving, flowing, becoming. You might even start to wonder what happens next. But here's the thing, it's already happening. And that's the most exciting part, isn't it?